Welcome to season 4. So, season 3 was all about clarity, market clarity, customers clarity, demand clarity, and sustainability. Now, we are shifting into the part that decides whether your business becomes stable or stays chaotic. That is, operations, systems, and scale. And I want you to open this season with a truth a lot of people resist because it sounds less exciting, but it's real. Systems matter more than hustle. Hustle can start a business, but hustle cannot run a business forever. Because if everything depends on your energy, your memory, your late nights, and you being always on, then business isn't strong. It's just leaning on you. Today, I will break down what systems actually are and why hustle breaks as you grow, and what you should systemize first without making it complicated. Let's talk about why people worship hustle in the first place. Hustle is praised because it's visible. You can see it, you can feel it, people can point to it. Hustle looks like working late, replying instantly, doing everything yourself, always being available. And from the outside, it looks heroic. It looks like commitment. But hustle is not strategy. A lot of times, hustle is just what happens when you don't have clarity, process, boundaries, and repeatable steps. So you fill the gaps with effort. You patch things up with your energy. You solve problems by pushing harder. And listen, sometimes hustle can be important, especially early on. But a business powered by hustle is basically a business powered by you. And that's not skill, that's dependency. Because the moment you get tired, sick, distracted, or life happens, everything starts slipping. Now, what is a system? Let's make it simple. A system is a repeatable way of doing something that produces a predictable result. That's it. Systems are not corporate bureaucracy. Systems don't have to be heavy. They don't need any fancy software. A system can be a checklist, a script, a template, a routine, or a standard way you do something every time. The point of a system is to reduce randomness because randomness is what creates stress. Most business stress isn't from working hard, it's from constantly breaking, constant surprises, constant last minute decisions, constant wait, what do I do here again? System reduces surprises, and when you reduce surprises, you reduce stress. Here is why hustle breaks at scale. Hustle works when business is small. When you have a few customers, you can wait. You can remember everything in your head. You can fix issues manually. But when demand increases, hustle turns into a problem because more customers mean more communication, more delivery steps, more support requests, more follow ups, and more chances for small errors. And without a system, a few things starts happening. Quality becomes inconsistent. Customers get confused. Small mistakes starts costing you time and money, and you feel behind all the time. And then you hit this dangerous moment. Your best day becomes your normal day, and your normal day becomes unsustainable. Growth doesn't just create opportunity. Growth exposes weak operations. It reveals where you are improvising. It reveals where you are relying on memory. It reveals where you are relying on motivation. Now, let's talk about the real purpose of systems. Most people think systems are about speed. If I build systems, everything will run faster. Sometimes, yes, but that's not the main point. The real purpose of system is consistency. Systems create reliability, predictable outcomes, fewer mistakes, and this is huge, less mental load. Because when you don't need to decide everything every day, you get your brain back, and your brain is the rarest resource in business. Your ability to think clearly, plan, lead, and make good decisions. That's your advantage. Systems protect that. This is how you protect quality. Quality is not maintained through motivation. Quality is maintained through structure because motivation changes. Some days you feel unstoppable, other days you feel tired. But customers don't care what kind of day you are having. They care about consistent delivery. Systems protect your customers from your worst days, and they protect you from constant pressure. This is why scalable businesses aren't run by superhumans, they are run by structure. Now, here's the practical part. What do you systemize first? A common mistake early businesses make is they try to systemize everything and then they get overwhelmed and nothing gets done. So instead, systemize two categories first: what happens most often and what causes the most pain. Think of your operations like highways. There are a few core routes that everything flows through. Start with five areas. First, lead intake. How do inquiries come in? Where do they go? How quickly do you respond? What do you say? Second, your sales conversation. Do you have a repeatable structure or are you reinventing the conversation every time? Third, onboarding. After someone pays, what happens next? What do they receive? What steps do they follow? How do you reduce confusion? Fourth, delivery. What are the steps that consistently produce the results you promise? What must happen every time, no matter what? Fifth, support. How do you handle issues without chaos and back and forth? What's the process so you don't get stuck in endless messaging? If those five areas become stable, growth becomes safer. Not necessarily easier, but safer. Now, let me give you the simplest starting point. People ask, what system should I use? What tools should I use? But the simplest system is documentation. Write down what works. When something goes well, document it. When something breaks, document it. When customers keep asking the same question, document it. You don't need expensive tools to start, you need repeatable actions. Systems usually evolve like this: notes, then checklists, then templates, then automation. That order matters. Don't jump to automation if you haven't even written down the steps. So, here is the mindset shift I want you to live with today. The goal is not to be a hero, the goal is to build something that works without heroics. In the next episode, we'll get practical: how to document your process so anyone can follow it, including you, on a tired day. Because season 4 is where businesses stop feeling chaotic and start becoming stable. Thank you for listening. See you in the next one.